What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Todd in the Car. My name is Todd Holland, and today we're going to talk about the best way to produce and distribute an offer. Now, if you're in real estate or in mortgages, this is not what you're thinking in terms of an offer. There's no purchase agreement involved in this one. An offer, as it pertains to digital marketing, has to do with the bribe that you give the client for signing up. The thing of value that you're saying, hey, give me your email address, or in the hidden opt-in method, engage with me, and if for doing so, you get something in return. Nobody does anything for free, and privacy is obviously a huge concern for people, so the offer has to be good. Now, one thing that, and I think mainly the chief reason that I'm recording this video isn't to say find a way to kind of, sneak in that you get something for free out of the whole thing. Free is good. Free is not always the best offer, right? So when you're creating an offer, you have to balance two, I think, very delicate considerations, right? So on the one end, it has to be compelling enough so the prospect is going to say, well, yeah, this is something I'm willing to have a conversation about. This is something I'm willing to send a message about, or give my email for, or my phone number, whatever the case is. At the same time, it has to be honest. It has to be a truthful offer, something that you actually do have in store for the prospect. You can embellish a little bit, and I've seen people, kind of go really far with this, but the danger of going too far with your embellished offer is that you run the risk of losing the prospect's trust before you even have a chance to build rapport with that prospect. So I'll give you an example. If you are, for example, doing some sort of a roofing or home renovation thing, and you are offering, one free kitchen renovation, and you're asking for emails to get enter into a contest. So enter to win a free kitchen renovation. Number one, you have to actually be offering this free kitchen renovation job, because if you just say you are to get the email and you don't do this and you repeat it too much, someone's going to catch on, and it's going to be really, really bad for your local reputation. Number two, when you phrase it, you have to be clear that it's something that they're entering for a chance to win, right? They're not guaranteed to win anything in this situation. It's entering like a contest or a sweepstakes. Now, the viral engagement method that we produce and that we teach in this course will, kind of subvert that and make that into actually a very powerful marketing method that people want to be a part of, because it's the chance that's kind of driving the engagement, not the offer itself. We'll talk more about that in those videos as they come. But when you're doing, like, for example, mortgages, right? And this is a very delicate one, because when you're offering a financial product, and mortgages, it is money, so it's a financial product, even if you're not in the finance industry, you're financing a home, or business lending. And you say something like, credit doesn't matter, or we'll produce this for a credit score as low as 580, or whatever the case is. If it's something that, less than 1% of people qualify for, and it's some crazy stipulations or whatever the case is, yet you're still offering it, and you don't, let's say 90% of people who opt in don't qualify for that particular program, you run the risk of doing something called a bait and switch. And a bait and switch is probably the most dangerous mistake someone who's new at marketing for the business can make, because it damages the reputation in a way that you really can't come back from. Because if you get a reputation that you advertise, or your word is something that's not backed up by your actions, it's just a very, very hard uphill battle to come back from that and say, no, look, we've changed, we've done better. And sometimes that's good for publicity, but the idea that all publicity is good publicity, I don't agree with that, because at the end of the day, if people are talking about you because you're terrible, right? I mean, if Comcast, for example, wasn't a multinational, like a monopoly conglomerate that you have to use, and it's just one of many competitors, and people say that as many bad things about Comcast as they currently do, then the Comcast would go out of business. Because they're a monopoly already, they're allowed to suck, frankly. But if you're in a competitive industry with hundreds of other roofers and mortgage professionals and solar people or whatever the case is, that bad publicity, and people start saying bad things about you, it's the internet, the attention span is very low and short. It's kind of something that is instantly thought of when they see your brand. And that's why you've seen larger companies, even very large companies like Fidelity, Finance for life insurance, rebrand themselves into Ladder, right? Which is, that was, a like multi-six-figure decision to produce that website and to, change the name and to go with the softer sell, because Fidelity had a bad reputation of being like a phone jockey call center type of approach to insurance, right? So you have to be very careful with that. And so that's kind of what I'm saying here. So, good examples, I always kind of like to say this is what you don't want to do, and then follow it up with this is what you do want to do, right? And so what you do want to do, for example, I'm going to go through a couple industries with mortgage. Even if you're not using the viral engagement method we talk about in the course, if you're just doing like a regular offer out there, you want to say that you have these things available. But you want to say something like for well-qualified applicants. For, let's say, kitchen renovation or roofing, if there's like a chance, get a free roof or get a free bathroom, whatever your offer is, you want to be very clear that this is a contest that you're entering into, and the winner will be chosen at a certain time. In fact, further down in the course in the funnel library, if you're a part of the funnel library, maybe I'll even move it somewhere else so everyone has access to it. There's verbiage you want to indicate in the terms and conditions to kind of protect yourself as you run these offers. Because if you just say something and someone misconstrues it and takes you to court, whether or not they're going to win or not is not an issue. I mean, it's the fact that you're being dragged to court because someone in your market, a consumer, didn't believe something that was not true, ended up not being true. So whether it ends up being a crime or fraud is kind of a non-concern. So you don't want to be in a position where people don't trust your brand. So that's it, guys. Hopefully that was helpful. Next video hopefully is going to be very cool. I've got something in mind that is going to be in the same exact format, which is essentially my chin from below, because that's what Todd in a car is. But guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Take care.